So at the time of me recording this video, I am running watchOS 8.3. So all of the things I highlight in this video should work on any watch running watchOS 8.3. Now, to the video. So yesterday, I released a video highlighting the benefits of owning an Apple Watch and how it could potentially save your life. Well, today I am back to give you some Apple Watch tips and tricks for 2022. So hopefully you might learn a thing or two about your Apple Watch that you didn't even know it could do. Stay tuned to the video. What's up, people? This your boy Viper, the man about tech, captain of Team Apple, baby. Back again for the video. And if you're new here, I help you better understand and connect with the technology around you. So if that's something that you're interested in, do all the YouTube things. But most importantly, I need you to go down there and hit that big subscribe button, because who else are you going to come to get this hot tech content from none other than the man about tech himself. So, Apple Watch tips and tricks in 2022. Let's get it on. Let's rumble. We're going to start off with easy things, and then we'll move into some of the more advanced things on the list. Probably the easiest thing is accessing Siri on your Apple Watch. You can either say, hey, hoo-hoo, if you have that set up, or if you're in a loud environment and you can't really talk to your Apple Watch, just press and hold on your digital crown and Siri will pop up, and then you can say what you got to say. Pretty simple, right? Exactly. So for this next tip, let me tell a little story. So I was in a work meeting a few years ago, and I put my iPhone on a table, and I looked away for a moment, and when I looked back, my iPhone was not there. I'm like, wait, what's going on? Where is my iPhone? So one of my coworkers tried to play a little trick on me and took my iPhone without me knowing. What my coworker didn't realize is that I was wearing my Apple Watch. And with the Apple Watch, you can easily locate your iPhone by having your iPhone make a sound. So to do that, you basically swipe up from the bottom on your Apple Watch, and then you hit the little icon with the iPhone with the vibration line coming from both sides. And when you hit that, your iPhone will make a sound. Now, I can't really show you in the B-roll because I was doing the recording with my iPhone, but here's how it would sound if you were to do it in real time and try to locate your iPhone. Oh, I found it right here. Oh my God, it's right here. Oh my God. But yeah, that easy. So if you lose your iPhone, use your Apple Watch to find it. Sonar, bam, you're in the building. Next, did you know that your Apple Watch could act as a flashlight in a pinch? Oh, yes, I know. So basically, if you swipe up from the bottom on your Apple Watch and go to the flashlight icon, tap on it, your Apple Watch will turn pitch white. But if you tap on the face, it will increase the brightness of your Apple Watch. Let me tell you, there have been many times where I've used this in a pinch where I needed a flashlight. So don't sleep on the Apple Watch as a flashlight. Now you know right here. Speaking of light, did you know that you could turn on your lights with your Apple Watch if you have them connected to the HomeKit app? Yes, that's right. Since HomeKit is on your Apple Watch, if you tap on the HomeKit app and you have lights or whatever else you have connected to HomeKit, you can actually control your lights or anything else you have connected to HomeKit via your Apple Watch. Illuminate, deluminate, just like Demolition Man. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Also on your Apple Watch, obviously sometimes you want to change your watch face, or maybe you want to change the complications or the widgets that are on your Apple Watch. So to do that, you long press on the watch face, and then you can swipe left to right to change the watch face. But if you want to change the complications, you know, the little widgets that add into different apps of your Apple Watch, you basically long press, hit the edit button at the bottom, and then swipe to the right to go from color to complication. And then you can click the complication that you want to change, and then use your digital crown to scroll through the different complications that are available for you to swap to on your Apple Watch. This is very handy if like you want to have a weather complication, or maybe you want to change a complication that you no longer use to something new, or maybe you downloaded a new app on your Apple Watch that has a complication. This is how you change it right from the Apple Watch. Consequently, you can do some of the stuff on your iPhone's Apple Watch application, but sometimes it's just easier to do it directly from the watch. So here you go. So, have you ever watched a James Bond movie and came out feeling like you wish you could be like James Bond? Well, I got good news for you. With your Apple Watch, you can definitely have James Bond vibe. And what I'm talking about is using Apple Pay directly from your Apple Watch. And let me tell you, for the people that have not been exposed to this, they always have this look of shock. They look at you like you're James Bond. But if you want to shock people out there in the real world by using your Apple Watch for Apple Pay, just double click on the side button and then it will bring up whatever cards you have connected as default to your Apple Pay account. Just tap the terminal, bam, and you have now achieved James Bond status. Chef kiss. I love doing this in the real world and shocking people and seeing the look on their face when they cannot believe that my Apple Watch can do all that. Speaking of more James Bond moments, did you know that you could use your Apple Watch to take pictures with your iPhone? Yes. How about if you need to take that selfie and nobody else is around, or you want to take pictures from a distance, you can use your Apple Watch as a remote camera to take pictures with your iPhone. So basically set your iPhone up wherever you want to take the picture, and then go to your Apple Watch, go to your camera application on the Apple Watch, and click on it, and that will automatically open up the camera app on your iPhone. And then you can take a picture. But if you look at the 3 dots next to the shutter button on your Apple Watch, you can click that, and that's like the menu system. In here, you can do things like switch the camera from front to rear. You can change the timer. You can toggle HDR or do different things like that. But yes, even more James Bond vibes coming from your Apple Watch, because you can take pictures directly from the watch with your iPhone. Definitely legit. We like that. Moving on to more serious matters, I talked about yesterday how you can actually do an ECG reading to measure your heart rhythm on your Apple Watch. Well, just go to your list of icons, tap on the ECG icon, and then what it will ask you to do is press your finger against the digital crown for about 30 seconds, and then it will literally measure your heart rhythm just by the blood flowing through your fingers on your Apple Watch. It is absolutely incredible that we can do this from an Apple Watch, but this is the technology that we have at our disposal here in 2022 with your Apple Watch. Did you know that you can actually store music on your Apple Watch? Woo, that's right. Depending on whether you have a GPS Apple Watch or an LTE Apple Watch, you might have 8 gigabytes of memory or 16 gigabytes of memory to store music. But you can go into your Apple Watch app on your iPhone and go to the music app, and you can store different playlists directly on the Apple Watch. But if you have an LTE Apple Watch, you don't really need to do this, because you can actually play music from your iCloud account. That's right. If you have your Apple Music backed up to iCloud, you can pull that music down directly on your LTE Apple Watch and play the music directly from iCloud without having to store it directly on the Apple Watch. Now, this might come in handy if you're doing like a quick workout, or you want to leave your iPhone at home, or let's say you're going grocery shopping, or you're doing something quick where you don't want to take your iPhone, but you're wearing an LTE Apple Watch. You can listen to music directly from the Apple Watch with iCloud. It is amazing. Now, here's a weird one that you may or may not be aware of. If you go swimming with your Apple Watch, you are bound to get water inside of your Apple Watch. But did you know that the Apple Watch has a mechanism in place that allows you to eject water from the Apple Watch? Woo, woo. I know, crazy. So what you want to do is swipe up from the bottom on your Apple Watch, go to the water droplet icon, click on that icon, and then turn your digital crown. And as you're turning the digital crown, your watch will gradually dispel water from it out the side using that mechanism. Kind of cool, and definitely a good way to get the water, the excess water, out of your Apple Watch after taking a swim or being in the ocean, or if you got some water on it by accident. That way you can get your water out of the Apple Watch. Has your Apple Watch ever felt slow, or have you felt like your Apple Watch was running slow for some reason? Well, that might be because you have too many apps running in the background. So you might want to close out some of the apps running on your Apple Watch. To do that, you want to hit the side button, and then that will bring up a list of apps that you have running in the background. And then you want to go to that particular app and swipe to the left and hit the X icon, and that will close out that app. And it might free up some space on your Apple Watch to make it run faster, so you don't have many apps running, taking up the memory of the Apple Watch. And those are some of the ways you could be super James Bond with your Apple Watch. Again, if you want to know why the Apple Watch is so important, bam, I just did a video about that yesterday. Go check it out. This your boy Viper, the man about tech. You know where to find me. So come back for more.